Good morning, it's me, Maria, back with another video. It's 11:12. It is Tuesday morning, and last week I had written out a schedule for things for me to do today. And one of my things to do today was to go to the court downtown. I have decided to obviously fill out restraining orders for the people who were involved in this. And it took a long time because, I remember going to the court before and seeing the huge packet and kept thinking, well, after, I made all these videos, surely they're going to come to their senses and just leave me alone. And, I don't even know if this restraining orders, these orders of civil harassment and the restraining orders is really enough. But I need peace of mind because I've not seen these people hauled off to jail. I have not seen these people executed. So yesterday I went to bed. And just because I went to bed didn't mean I got any sleep. I didn't get any sleep. Okay, I didn't actually fall asleep till like around 5:30 this morning, only to get up a few hours later to head to the court to get my paperwork. Which I gotta tell you, this stack right here. This stack. This is everything I have to fill out. Okay, and this is what I'm gonna be doing today. I can't do anything until I have a sense of peace of mind. I don't like feeling this way. I don't like the agitation that it's caused. I don't like the depression that it's caused. I think my biggest issue was the first time I went to pick up the restraining orders. I think it was about 3 years ago. It was right when I was working over at, maybe it was a little bit before I left working at JK Farms. I think it was. I picked them up and I kept thinking, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then I kept thinking, okay, well, a lot of it had to do with the fact that I didn't know where a lot of these people live. And apparently I don't have to know specifically where they live, which is good to know. But also it was the fact that, I figured with reason and logic, I could finally get out of this issue that, and at first I was going to serve them to Joel, Polly, and other people that I suspect. I did not suspect that this was going to happen to me, that these people were involved. I had no idea. It has been too much, and you have really, really, really crossed the line with me. So anyway, I have that to do for the rest of the afternoon and possibly the evening, okay? Hopefully it's not going to take me too long, but this is what I'm doing today. I'm trying to get my life in order before I can even think about doing anything else, okay? Because this is causing me way too many problems, and it's causing me way too much depression, and obviously it's affecting my sleep. So I was in bed last night, and I was really bored, and I don't know why. We get these like repeated, when I say repeated stories or blogs or articles that pop up, sometimes they feature these blogs as if they've just been written. You know what I mean? Like it was a brand new blog, and then you look closer and it's like, okay, well, this is written back in 2022. This was written in 2019. Okay, but I did notice this one particular story where it was talking about Bakersfield. Okay, 5 California cities ranked among the 10 least educated in the United States. And of course, Bakersfield was listed. Okay, now, I understand that people, and it's basically talking about, when I talk about educated, I'm talking about formally educated, like people who hold bachelor's degrees, people who have higher levels of education beyond like a high school diploma. Okay, now the people who got involved in my targeting, like people like the accountant and his assistant and my employer over in Chatsworth, and then the farmer and all these people are claiming to be educated people. Okay, so I'm going to put these people in the category of being evil. Okay, if the community lacked discernment as to know whether or not this was a corrupt issue, well, I don't know. Does it really have anything to do with education? Because I will tell you, I think a lot of times when I encounter educated people, I'm not impressed with it because I think people are just kind of going through the motions, answering test questions and kind of getting their diploma or their degree, but really not retaining anything, or not having the ability to use, what's the word they call it, critical thinking skills. Okay, and I don't believe that critical thinking skills is something that people can learn. You either have it or you don't. I know they teach critical thinking in college, okay, but like I said, you either have it or you don't, because there's something going on in this situation, okay? When a person there's a lot of arrogance, there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of evil that's going on in this issue. And but I will tell you, I was warned many years ago when I first decided to move to Bakersfield. And let me tell you the reason why I moved to Bakersfield. I moved to Bakersfield because I had problems finding employment in the Antelope Valley. Now, like I said, who doesn't want to thrive in their own environment? Who doesn't want to thrive in their own community? So I had moved from Lancaster, I moved to Rosamond, I moved to Cal City. These are the surrounding areas because I didn't want to move too far away from my mother, because at the time I didn't realize that we didn't really have that great of a relationship. Okay, so I wanted to stay close to my family. I will never see my family again. Okay, but I wanted to stay close to my family. So I used to get the Bakersfield Californian when I lived in Rosamond, California. Back then, they would have access to the Bakersfield Californian, and I saw that rent was cheap, and their jobs were plentiful, right? And they did not require a bachelor's degree. So I came running down here to get my life started. And I didn't realize that people were going to involve themselves in my employment, that my family was working with Bruce's family to try to get this whole thing situated, and they shouldn't have done it. Okay, it was illegal. I am not married to Bruce. You can't force a relationship, and they should have never involved themselves in my employment. Now they feel like they have a sense of entitlement. This is the reason why I'm getting these restraining orders. It's caused me nothing but pain. Nothing but pain. So when it comes to the education issue, I understand that people think that an education is something that makes a person more knowledgeable. Okay? Yes, they have access to the knowledge, but if they do not know how to use the knowledge, okay, if they don't know how that applies, then it's worthless. It is a status symbol. I will tell you that an education is a status symbol. And I understand how status works, okay? And so because I understand how status works, I understand I'm not somebody who's going to ever try to have status, because status is something that's built into the system. Okay, there's a lot of people like me, or they don't even have to be people of color. There's white people who have bachelor's degrees or whatever, but maybe they're not in the right family. They don't come from affluent families. They come from just regular working class families. And they're under this idea thinking that they're going to have this like American dream or whatever. That is reserved for certain people, period. Okay, so the best thing you can do in life is try to be comfortable, be happy with the little things that you have. And so this is what I'm trying to do. Okay, I don't have a good life, mainly because of these people. My quality of life has been reduced because of the idiotic behavior of so-called educated people. Seriously, okay? I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the education system. I know people try to, when you say you don't believe in the education system, people immediately think that you're being rebellious. That has nothing to do with it, because they think that teachers, principals, the whole school system is some form of authority. No, it is not. It is in a way, because it's like, I understand these people are teachers, but obviously they're not doing a good job. Okay? They're not. And if people aren't able to grasp it, there's something more to it than that. It has everything to do with intellect. It has everything to do with intellect. And not everybody who goes to college is smart, as we can see. So, I was thinking about this book. I forgot who told me about this. I think it's called The Lords of Bakersfield. It's basically talking about a lot of the corruption that goes on, the people who don't really, follow the law. You'll find that in ignorant communities. Because a lot of times people think because they're in a position of power that they can go beyond the law. Or in this case, I think a lot of people in positions of power, even the law enforcement themselves, are ignorant of the law. Okay, people who are in human resources, sorry. If you work in human resources and you didn't know, after everything that I've said, okay, now this is this community that's so-called uneducated, and I know I've been told about this community before, but you've been shown proof, okay, biblical and laws relating to the country, and they still continue to do this. Evil or ignorance. Whatever the case is, Maria's tired of dealing with this battle. You have literally just destroyed so much of everything in my life, and this is it. I'm done. You know what I mean? And like I said, if I ever have anybody say anything off color to me, I can't beat you to death, but I will do everything I can to completely humiliate you. I will drag your fucking name into the gutter. Okay, like I said, I'm an army of one. I am all I fucking have. And I take my life very seriously. And I'm sorry that Steve Murray didn't take my life seriously. I'm sorry that he thought I was so much in love with a white man that it would abuse me, that I would put up with so much bullshit. I will not. I will not. I will die out in the street if I have to. I will not let somebody misuse me and abuse me. Are you fucking kidding me? So anyway, and Karen, you know what? She's another person who's educated. Educated. She went through the whole 4 years shebang. And that woman is dumb as fuck. Okay? I'm sorry. I've never believed that an education made you smarter. I never thought that an education... What an education does is it looks good on a resume. And for some people, they're under the delusion that that makes them somebody. Like I said, it's built into the system. You're either somebody or you're not. You can keep running on that little, hamster wheel if you want to, but you'll be wasting your time. Okay? I'm not interested in running on a hamster wheel, which is one of the reasons why I've decided to leave the whole idea of management already, because I realize that life is short. It is very short. And I'm tired of thinking that, if you stay over time, or if you come up with an idea, if you're more accommodating to your boss, if you sit there and think about ideas to help a company during the weekend, that somehow that's going to make you, more comfortable and you're going to be more appreciated. No, you're not. You're not. You're running on a hamster wheel. I was just thinking, how, children nowadays, like having a kid. Now, I don't want any more kids, okay? I don't want any more. But, I know people put a lot of pressure on people to have kids. They do it all the time. Have kids, have kids, have kids. Right now, I think I saw an article about how it's kind of considered a luxury for people to have kids, but I'm going to add a little bit more to that, okay? You can have your kids, but what good is it if you're spending every fucking weekend doing something that is taking you away from the family, the reason why you're working that job, you don't even see your kid anymore. Okay, it's ridiculous. It's a thankless situation to be in. So what I want is, I want to work. And, hey, if I live in an apartment for the rest of my life, that's fine. I don't need a house. Okay? You know what I need? I need to produce my best work. I need my own personal satisfaction, and I need to feel safe. Away from people, human traffickers, people who are abusers, people who are, trying to force me in situations I don't want to be in. Okay, which I've said several times. I feel, the reason why I look this way, like I'm tired and everything, I can't sleep, because I feel like this is a very dark situation. Like there's some underground sex trafficking going on, that's exactly what it is. What you think is harmless is a huge crime. Huge. And I was warned before about coming to Bakersfield by a white person. If a white person tells you that the people in a community are racist, I think they're right. Okay? But you know why I came here? Because the rent was cheap. Okay? And I thought that if I applied myself and gave myself, let the employer know that I was going to work hard and do it the best I could, that it would matter. It did not matter. Okay? Here I am, 2000, I moved here. 23 years later. Okay? And I'm absolutely nowhere. Okay? And obviously I'm the smartest one in this community. So I'm tired of the bullshit. So anyway, I got a lot to do. Gonna eat some lunch first, okay? Or maybe I might have my dinner later. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But whatever the case is, I'm gonna be very busy with these right here. And then after that, I have to take those over to the court system after I'm done. And then I'm going to wait around until all this they take care of all of that. But in the meantime, I'm going to be working more on my personal issues when it comes to how I'm going to be making money in the future, or what I need to do. Okay? I don't need you guys being a distraction so you can pull me in for fucked up job interviews and play with my life. I don't need it. Now, I do think you guys owe me. You need to clear this shit out. Let it be so I can do what I need to do. You know what I mean? If you feel like Maria's really, if you realize, because I am going to tell you right now, I don't have a lot of money. You put me in a financial situation that I shouldn't be in. And don't think that this isn't your fault. It is your fucking fault. It is your fault. No one is supposed to be able to, nobody can possibly live under these sort of conditions. They can. And I've been patient for far too long, thinking that these educated people are going to understand what I'm saying and leave me alone. It's just ridiculous. So it is what it is. So I think there was something else I wanted to say before I wrap this video up. I don't need to deal with any hostility or snide remarks or people thinking my life is, a joke. It's not a joke. What is a joke is that you guys are criminals, dumb criminals, and you like to abuse people. That's pretty much what it is. So I need to figure out what I'm doing with my life. And I don't need people thinking, well, she needs to hurry up and get it. I don't need to sit here and deal and be faced with people who are trying to force me into a marriage that I don't want. You sick rapist people. That's exactly what the law would say. Okay, I'm very, very disturbed by what happened. And it keeps me up at night. It's a big source of depression for me. I am cutting off every money I ever knew. And no, I don't feel safe with somebody. I don't feel safe with anybody. I'm alone in this world. Thank you, Steve Murray, for putting my life in jeopardy. I would never trust any of you people. And I'm right to feel that way. So anyway, I've got things to do. I am very tired. And, I hope, I don't know. The thing is, nobody sees the importance of this issue. Okay, but there are a lot of women, such as myself, okay, who are in this situation, who don't know who's doing this to them or whatever. And I'm going to tell you what, my heart goes out to these people because they are being terrorized. And they're saying, hey, please stop it. Could you say, please, this is my life. Could you please? And you guys just mess with it and think nothing of it. It's ridiculous. I deserve compensation. I deserve millions of dollars. Okay, I need you guys to get the fuck away from me. Okay, and yeah, Karen, I think you do. You should be coughing up that money. If you're supposed to be keeping money for me in your will, that money's fucking mine, bitch. Okay, you have literally destroyed every aspect of my life. And I was telling you, I remember calling Karen, like when I started realizing, okay, there's too many synchronicities going on. So I sent her a video of one of the videos, the very early videos I started making about this. And she's acting all dumb, just like they all do. Okay, because this is a part of the gaslighting. Trying to make it like, oh, you're paranoid, you're whatever. It's no, I'm not. Don't sit here and try to reinforce the trauma, which is exactly what Steve Murray did with the lady I worked for at my last job. All these people, they just reinforce the trauma and think it's okay. It's not okay. Okay? It is a serious issue. And you can hate me all you want to for saying it. And you probably do. It was hate that drove you to do this. Hate is what drove you to do this. Okay? Hate from my family, hate from Bruce's family, and I don't know why would they want me to, or like I said, this is why I think it's bullshit. There was no attempt to marry Bruce and Maria or whatever. That disgusts me to think that anyway. Okay? And even if it did, like I told you, and I'll tell you again, I would not marry a man who would do this to a woman. And I would not want anybody that I care about to be associated with this filthy fucking network. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to have a husband who's going to sit here and talk to me, and then he's going to be reporting things that I do, spying and betraying me. Do you guys really think about what you guys do before you do it? I mean, really? Jesus. Anyway, I want my name cleared in all 50 states. I mean, all 50 states. Okay? I don't want any of this bullshit. And that's your responsibility, Jennifer Collins, whatever your name is. I want my name cleared in all 50 fucking states. Okay? I want this shit to be cleaned up like it never fucking happened. Okay? Anyway, in the meantime, I've got a lot of things to do, and I need to get to it. So, for all TIs, I know that there's a lot of corruption in this world, but you need to be vocal about what's going on in your life, okay? These people have taken so much of my life. Years, decades, okay? Don't wait any longer. Start making your videos. I mean, I was making videos since 2015. Okay, and these assholes, these murderous people were playing with my life for a very long period of time. Is it any wonder? Is it any wonder why I am the way that I am right now? Okay? Take control of your life targets. Start making videos. Be vocal. I just saw an article about how people are getting online and basically quitting their jobs, okay? And they're talking about how they shouldn't burn bridges. And you know what? I have always believed that you should keep your reputation, your work reputation, your resume clean, your work history clean, meaning like I didn't want to work this job, because I wanted to make sure I had a consistent work record. These people destroyed all my jobs. Okay. I also wanted to make sure that I had a good reputation with my employer, which is one of the reasons why I kept my mouth shut when I left Steve Murray's place. I didn't say anything. I signed that confidentiality contract because I wanted to make sure I was going to be able to move on to another job without any problems. I was not going to have a damaged reputation. I wasn't going to be blacklisted or anything. I was doing everything. And when this started happening, year after year after year, I kept thinking, I don't have a choice. I called the law offices and they were acting like I didn't have a case. Because you are so fucking corrupt. No, this is not a love issue. And let you understand this. I want you to understand this, okay? And I'm talking to RX Paris over at in Lancaster. I don't even know if he's still the mayor. He's an employment law lawyer, which is a goddamn joke, really. Okay. Let me tell you, education does not fucking matter. It is a status symbol, and it will always be a status symbol. Here we have a lawyer who's, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, wrapping up this video, be true to yourselves. You're the only person you need to be true to. Care about yourself. Love yourself before you love anyone else in this world. I'm wrapping up this video. I'll be back with another video sometime later. Take care.